News.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Before we get going here with another great interview, we'd like to thank our sponsors that make it possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. In the studio now is Dr. Chad Anderson. He's the Public Health Administrator for the Christian County Health Department and Director of Environmental Health, Joe Torres. Thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Let's hop right into it here. There's an event coming up, a great opportunity for some people out there, the annual Food Safety Workshop. Break this one down for us, Dr. Anderson.
This was something that, I had started last year when I was the new administrator, to talk about, policy changes at the health department, any, new laws, top violations that we saw and how to prevent it. And it was, we had close to 100 people come last year and it was just something that we threw together like last minute and didn't really get to promote it at all last year. So now we're learning from our mistakes and promoting it and hoping we can get a lot more, because it seemed like people liked it. So that's why we're like, oh, well, we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, love it. All right. When is it going to be? Where is it going to be?
Do you want to?
Yeah, so it's going to be March 27th. We're going to have two sessions, one from 9 to 12. The other one's going to be 1 to 4.
Awesome.
It's at the Illinois Extension Office here in Taylorville, it's 1120 North Webster.
Easy.
So, that's where it's going to be at. We just ask people to give us a call, kind of register for it so that we know how many is going to be coming.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to do that. 100 people last year. You don't want them just showing up on you like that. So a call, probably the best way to get involved there. And that number?
Our number is 217-824-4113. And just when you call, let the front office know that you want to do either the morning or afternoon. It also helps us, so we make sure that there's enough chairs and things like that, housekeeping. But yeah,
love the response to it last year. I really love that. And I don't know if you can talk on this. What were some of those top violations that are seen? If you can't talk about it, I get it. But if there are ones that always come to your mind, things that people are messing up on, and food places out there.
You would know because you're in the restaurant. I don't really go to the restaurants, but
I would say, one of the big ones is thermometers, like making sure that their cold holding units have thermometers that are monitoring temperature.
Yeah.
A lot of times the thermometers will break or they'll fall. So that was kind of a big one for 2023.
Sure.
There's other things such like signage, and a big one was refuse on the floor. Just things that I think, attending this workshop, people are we'll talk about it, ways to prevent it, ways to avoid it. I think that's really good for establishments to know, like, what am I doing to avoid this stuff.
Absolutely. And those that you mentioned right there, they're not the most dramatic or damaging to the business itself, but they're violations nevertheless.
Correct.
You got to be up to date on all of those. So this is really great. The second annual Food Safety Workshop. And just one more time, the date for this one.
It's March 27th.
Awesome. March 27th. And the time, sorry.
It's 9 to 12 is the first one, and then 1 to 4 is the second.
Two sessions. Awesome right there. So if you guys do have a surplus of people, you can maybe move them to that one, or if people's time commitments work out well, they got two pick from. That's really awesome. Second annual Food Safety Workshop coming very soon here to Christian County. So let's get into some more things. How's the new building, guys? You guys been over there? It's 1120. Is that, or what's the building? What's the address?
730.
730. I heard 1120. 730. How has that building been? There's so many great things in there. You guys got room to spread out. How's operations been?
So far, so good. It's been a lot better. Yeah.
I like it much better than the other place.
Yeah. So. Those front exam rooms, are they kind of built up now? Are they ready for patients?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got one that's more dedicated to like vaccinations, and then the other one is more like for WIC. So because in WIC they got to sit down and take a lot of information, and so they've kind of designated each one for, but they both can be used for both if there's a lot of appointments for that specific time. But that was kind of the idea behind it, so to make it easier for the staff.
Sure. Yeah, vaccination is one of the things we've been talking about, and when we're talking RSV, and the health department does have those vaccinations in, is that correct?
Hmm. So we were getting a lot of calls, especially for the elderly or older population, that they were looking for an RSV vaccination, but either their doctor didn't carry it or they couldn't find a place that their insurance would, cover it. And so, we got a few, and then we got a few more, and then it just kept like coming in. So then we were like, okay, it sounds like this is going to be a need. So we did order quite a few of them, and we've been getting a large influx of people wanting it. So we might have to order a little bit more than what we had originally kind of anticipated for. But good to hear that, one, if you let us know that you need something, we look into it and try to provide it. And then glad to see the community is actually coming when they say that they need something. It's not something they said they need it, but then they don't come for it.
Both parties are holding up their end of the
Yes.
deal there, which is good. It's a strange, bittersweet thing. You order the RSV vaccines, if people need them,
Yes.
people need them, not the best thing in the world, but they are available to them. So that's really great. You said you can order more of those at will. I mean, if something breaks out like that in the community, RSV is just one of those common type. I don't want to call it a common cold, but if there are, maybe there is another COVID outbreak out there, those vaccines can be available to your health department.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And pretty easily at will. We have money for that in the budgets. You have budgets created for that.
We have got quite an extensive budget for I forget what the line item is called, but it's for like medical vaccinations, medical equipment things. And so, yeah.
Sure. Makes a lot of sense. And Joe Torres, kind of moving our attention over to you on a new topic here when we're talking about services rendered by the Christian County Health Department. This has always been one that I've been hearing about. I get scared about it as I walk into older properties and such. It's lead, and it's lead in paint and even toys and random things in homes. That's a service that is provided by the Christian County Health Department, but it's the assessment. So talk to me a little bit about that, what you offer in that, and how that's been going.
Yeah. So when we receive or get results for a child has an elevated blood level of lead, our nurses will take action. They'll do home visits and stuff. And then as far as the environmental health side, we will arrange a time to come out to the home to do a risk assessment to see where the lead is at, where it's coming from, and give them information on how to remove it. It is a big thing because there's a lot of older homes. Find a lot of old paint in homes built before 1978, and there's a lot of those around here. So, our goal is just try to get as much lead out of the homes as possible here in Christian County.
Absolutely. What is that device? Is it a digital device that kind of reads the air? Does it read a paint sample? What does that look like?
So, we'll do a few kind of things when we do risk assessments. We'll do paint chip samples. We'll take off of paint chips, send that in. We'll do dust wipes to kind of measure how much lead is kind of accumulating. And then we do have an XRF gun that will scan to see how much lead is in the paint. So that is an option too that we have.
Wow. So kind of covering all your bases right there. Now,
Yes.
The assessment goes through you, Mr. Joe Torres. And then when we're talking about handling this issue and fixing the all the issues with it, how are you guys involved in that?
So we now have the Clear Wind grant, which is going to help with funding for removing the lead in the homes. A lot of people, may be hurting for money. They don't see that. How am I going to get this out of this? How am I going to get? It's going to cost all this money. I have to have my windows removed, replaced. This grant, if we have funds for it. So basically they'll apply, and if approved, there's certain requirements that are needed. We're contracted with somebody to help with the abatement. So we're working with somebody to get it out.
That's awesome. That's really great to have your guys' help in all of that as well. You mentioned the Clear Wind grant. That's really awesome right there. I'm happy that's an option for people to be using out there. Those services offered by you, how can we get involved? How can the community know about those? Can they just call you? Same deal?
Yeah, give us a call. and we'd be happy to answer any questions they have.
Beautiful. All right. That was Joe Torres speaking, the Director of Environmental Health for the Christian County Health Department, talking about lead assessment services offered by the Christian County Health Department. And then they have the abatement service offered as well. That will help you get in contact with those professionals. Talking right now with Joe Torres, the Director of Environmental Health, and Dr. Chad Anderson, Public Health Administrator for the Christian County Health Department. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
This Miller Media Group radio station and our online daily newspaper, TaylorvilleDailyNews.com, have got winter weather covered. With our exclusive event delay software, closings and cancellations are posted instantly when received, 24/7, and also air every 10 minutes during applicable times. And find out the latest road conditions at the road conditions icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Whether online or on air, we've got you covered.
Taylorville Estates Assisted Living encourages independence and enriches lives. Have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Socialize with friends and ride the bus to many local activities. The Taylorville Estates Assisted Living residents are like family, and they'd like you to join them. Book a tour with Administrator Tony Clark to get your name on the waiting list by calling 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
If you put on a few pounds after the holidays, Prairie Farms dairy products can help. Prairie Farms no-fat and low-fat products give you the nutrition you need and taste great too. Prairie Farms 2%, 1%, and skim milk are great thirst quenchers. Prairie Farms low-fat and no-fat cottage cheese and yogurt are great as a salad or just by themselves and taste delicious. For low-fat and no-fat products that taste great and provide good nutrition, check out Prairie Farms dairy products in your grocer or convenience store dairy case.
If you're looking for a local, full or part-time job in Central Illinois, there's an easy place to go to find current job openings. It's IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. You'll find jobs available near you. And the best part is that it's free for candidates to access 24/7. If you want a local job, when you don't have to spend a lot of money on gas to get to, then you want access to IllinoisJobPost.com to check out current local job openings. That web address again is IllinoisJobPost.com. Another service from your friends at the Miller Media Group.
Here are the contest rules for our stations. We allow one person per household to win any prize from the radio stations in a 30-day period. Unless otherwise stated, all prizes to Christian County winners are to be picked up within 2 weeks at the studios at 918 East Park in Taylorville. Our new office hours are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays. Winners outside of Christian County will have their prizes mailed. Any cash prize is mailed within 30 days of winning. Only if cash winners call our business line within 2 weeks of their name being drawn to provide their mailing address. Employees and their families of the Miller Media Group are not eligible to participate or win any contest. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living encourages independence and enriches lives. Have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Schedule a tour and get on their waiting list by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. We have Dr. Chad Anderson and Joe Torres, Director of Environmental Health from the Christian County Health Department. Before we move with this great conversation, thanks so much to the sponsors that make it possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We got the first half started talking about the second annual food safety workshop that'll be held on March 27th. And Dr. Chad Anderson thought of something that came up that's even going to make a better opportunity for some people out there regarding the new food permitting system that we've been talking about here. So Dr. Anderson, break this one down for us.
So as I was mentioning, is that if you attend the workshop and you are a high-risk establishment, you can get one of your inspections waived. So Joe and his staff go out at least 3 times a year for a high-risk establishment. And so if you're in good standing and you come to this, we won't come to that third inspection. We as a health department will waive it and not have to see you that third time.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those cases where you don't want to see the great people from the Christian County Health Department too often, but when you do, you want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row right there. You mentioned high risk. We've talked about high, medium, and low risk before, and I fully got the picture now. Explain those risk factors and how I initially thought that meant that business had a bad standing with the Christian County Health Department. Just not true.
No. The category risks, high, medium, low, is based on the risk of a foodborne illness. So it's not that they're bad or they're dirty or anything like that. It's just that, they might, cook something, cool it, then reheat it. So because you've entered the danger zone several times throughout that processing to cause a foodborne illness, we need to see, your cooling logs, or, are they reheating it? Or as they go in, they see that the temperature is above what it's supposed to be, things like that. Or they're doing a special process that, that other restaurants don't do. And so we are ensuring that, that process is being done correctly, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. And yeah, it's great that we have that, because not all restaurants should be treated the same. I mean, you got a lot of processes happening in one and maybe just bagging up the food item in another. So that's really, really interesting right there. And even more of a reason to head to that second annual food safety workshop, March 27th. Anything else we want to get out there to people about the food workshop? Feeling good?
I don't think so.
good.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got two options.
Yeah,
So.
that day there's 2 different options. Information on that on the food workshop. Can we find it on your website? Is it out anywhere?
It's on the website. It's on the Facebook, our Facebook. You can call in and ask if you have more very specific questions. Joe could answer them.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. And he's talking about Joe Torres right there, the Director of Environmental Health. And let's shift gears just a little bit here as we are entering winter, it seems. I hope I don't bite my tongue when I say that, but we got 79-degree weather here, and it's gonna go back down a little bit. But with springtime coming up, what does the community have to be aware of concerning health and the health department?
Yeah, so as the weather starts to warm up, we start to see a little bit more of the emergence of mosquitoes, especially after that first rain. Also ticks start to come out, and those are nasty little creatures. So with that, just be aware. If you see puddles of water, kind of get rid of them to get rid of those mosquitoes. We'll be conducting tick drags throughout Christian County to try to see which kind of ticks are coming up in our county. There's one tick that's the Gulf Coast tick, which is normally southern, the Gulf Coast, but you can see that it's kind of moving its way up. So, that just kind of gives us an idea of what's around the area.
Those ticks, they're super invasive. They multiply real quickly.
Yeah.
And you talked about tick dragging. What does that process involve?
So basically, we'll go out. This is when you'll see us in our white suits. So
Sure.
don't freak out.
Spaceman's not here to get you.
We basically get a cloth attached to a rod, and we will pull it behind us through high grass, and the ticks will attach themselves to that cloth, and then we take them, put them in little containers, and then we ship them off to IDPH, and then they kind of analyze them and determine what the species is and what it is. So,
or if it's carrying disease
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Absolutely. I was fishing when I was 10 years old, and I went to flick a bug off my arm. It was a tick, and it didn't go anywhere. When you flick a bug, it's gone, and it's gone from your mind. The tick didn't go anywhere. Those are nasty buggers, and
They latch on,
latch into your head, and unknown places on your body. It's a scary thing. So it's good to know Christian County Health Department's on top of it. You mentioned mosquitoes as well. Those numbers that were rising during the summer. Of course, you're on the forefront of all that information. That's really great. Guys, we're in our last minute already. I wanted to talk about goals in 2024. That seems like a very large thing to talk about in 1 minute, but how's 2024 been treating the health department so far? You guys been happy?
Good. I mean, as always, we're looking to expand. We expanded mental health, we hope to continue to do that. Some of our environmental programs, vaccination, like I said, we've got RSV. If there's more things, let us know, and we'll look into expanding things. But if we don't know there's a need, we don't necessarily know how to fix it if we don't know about it. But yeah, I think we're just trying to find new, bigger, better ways to help not everyone, and So I hope to just continue to do that year after year.
And I thank you guys for that. That is really
Yes.
awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time coming in here with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. That was Dr. Chad Anderson, Public Health Administrator and Director of Environmental Health, Joe Torres of the Christian County Health Department. My name is Tim Zalabak, and you are listening to WTIM, your information station.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason.